up, guys? How's everybody doing today? So today I want to talk to you guys about my Earthquake XT battery powered ratchet, and it's got its ups and it's got its downs, and I'm going to talk about them. It'll be a short video. Just wanted to make one because I haven't made any tool review videos and I've got a ton of tools. So the first thing I really like about it is the fact that it's a battery powered ratchet. I mean, hell, that's pretty handy. But I want to talk to you guys about it, and the first thing you can see is, see sloppy. Now I've had this thing for quite a while, and wasn't very long after I got it that this got sloppy, and then this stopped working. I mean, I don't know what that's about, but you can maneuver it around and then it'll work. When you're underneath the truck and this thing decides that it wants to not work, that'll drive you nuts. Now, for a cheap starter ratchet, it ain't bad. Starting out, this was the first one I got just because, well, it was cheap and I'm cheap, and it did the job. I'll tell you, I swore by it up until I started having issues with either the battery would fall out or you would get underneath the truck and for some reason it just wouldn't do nothing. You'd have to finagle with this thing underneath the here. You have to get underneath the here and you have to finagle with the battery, then it'd get going. You didn't want to let up because if you let up then it might not start again. So it was one of them deals, and I dealt with it until I just came to the point where I thought I'm going to start switching over to some better tools, and that's whenever I went to the Milwaukee stuff. Some of the things I think that they should work on is on this thing, it doesn't have any kind of a battery indicator, so you don't know if it's about dead or if you got a full charge or if it's just the battery not connecting good. Because look, doesn't work, works. So it'll be real annoying to the point where you just want to throw the thing. I've thrown it, but that's what you get. I got it on sale. It was like 120 bucks, so I wasn't going to complain. And at the time I was just using hand ratchets and wrenches, and it was like a game changer at that point. And then I'm not bashing it at any point. I mean, if you're on a budget or you're just starting out, this will get the job done, and it'll last a good little while, and it'll do what you need to do for the money. And that's another thing. You get what you pay for, and these are not expensive tools, but they get the job done. And the big thing about them that I don't like is there is zero warranty. You get like 90 days from the time you buy it, and you have to be doing some serious stuff to break one of these things in 90 days. But I'll tell you, it didn't last me much longer than 90 days. But it still works. It's just you got to finagle with it, and then if you look, this thing looks like it's about to come on. It don't even line up. I mean, it is blown out. But it is what it is. It's a $100 tool. I mean, it's a $100 ratchet. You don't have to hear that thing going blowing your ears out with one of the air operated ones, and you save your knuckles from the just doing it manually, because you're not just down there beating yourself to death trying to tighten a million of these things. And I used it when we swapped the motor into my International. We changed all the bolts underneath on the oil pan with it, and used this to snug them up. That way we weren't putting a crazy amount of torque on them with the impacts or anything. And then changed my alternator with it, and changed the AC compressors, fans, hubs, you know, anything you can think of, I've used this thing to do. And you know, for $100 it was well worth it. I can't complain. I've got my money out of it 10 times over, so you know, I keep it in my other truck and it's there for a spare. If I need it, I need it. If I don't care. And I'll tell you another thing, a lot of these guys, they buy the real expensive tools and stuff like that, and I'm not bashing them because I buy the expensive tools. But if I'm going to keep something in my truck and it's going to be between this, that I don't really care if it gets lost or ran over or, you know, whatever happens to it, I don't care. I'd much rather somebody take this or use it and break it than I would one of my Milwaukees. And that's just me. I mean, everybody has their own opinion. But, you know, this thing, like I said, it's paid for itself 10 times over. It's not the greatest tool in the world, but it gets the job done and it's cheap. There is a lot, like I said, there's not a lot that needs fixed on this thing. Just like I said, this trigger mechanism needs fixed big time. And then they need to put a battery indicator on it. I don't know, this is the older one, they might have already fixed that by now. It might have one of the new ones. And then this battery securement, they got to fix the battery securement because the battery securement is horrible. Either that or it's something wrong with mine, you know. It will fall out on its own every now and again, and it doesn't want to work every now and again. But, you know, I'll put this thing through its paces, I'll tell you that, and it's still going.